Hey, what's up, guys? Publisher journey for today. Just finished some work and also checked out a new place, driving and recording in LA. Near Hollywood and Beverly Hills, even on Rodeo Drive. I don't really go there, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously, like in that area, but I wanted to go check it out and record, and just out of curiosity, explore somewhere I've never really been to that much, because LA is so big, so many areas in LA. I still, even though I grew up here, there's so many places to explore and learn. You can literally stay in one area and learn so much, but it's like visiting multiple, parts of the world in one city. So today's raining like crazy. I was able to create some content. I'll let you hear some of the sound of the rain. Window is slightly open on the top. Basically, I've done some videos going towards Hollywood, from where I'm from, San Gabriel Valley area, taking the 210 and all the way to go towards Hollywood. So I recorded that. Also, when I was at Hollywood Boulevard, I also recorded that too, and also from Hollywood to Rodeo Drive, I recorded that view as well. It was raining, so I went regardless, because I figured, since it's raining, people are probably not going to go out as much today. But and that's probably true. If it was not raining, it would be super more trafficy. And but so far, I mean, there's still a lot of people always, but still, it was fun, man. Even though it was a quick, I'm not going to be there the whole time. I'm out already, creating content, exploring a new area, getting to learn LA more, better. It's always a good experience, So I want to kind of incorporate, it's always a challenge, but trying something new that I haven't done, somehow, some way, whether it's a new restaurant or whether it's an area that I haven't really been in LA and record, or if I've been there but I never recorded content, that's a great opportunity, because I live in a great area that, to be honest, I took for granted. And a lot of locals feel this way in a way, because they're not willing to go to the most touristy places or whatnot, or even drive there or hang out there, because it's a lot of different reasons. Mainly, I think it's because of traffic. Okay, and secondly, it could cost a lot of money if you keep going to these places, whether you go parking or whatnot, et cetera, et cetera. But I didn't really spend money there. I just drove and recorded content. And also, I was at a coffee shop near there, which I usually go to. There's different locations. Obviously, a lot of, like, Starbucks, for example, has a lot of different locations everywhere, right? So, as an online marketer, publisher, internet marketer, online business owner, I feel like for me, currently, I need to do this. I don't know how often, but I need to go out of where I usually go out to a new place to work, because it gives me a little bit of fresh, makes me feel fresh when I'm working. I heard a video on YouTube, random video, and there was a guy who's into working out, and he said the same thing. Similarly, he doesn't like to go to the same gym all the time, because he loses motivation if he goes to the same place over and over again. So similarly, for online business owners, I recommend, this is what I do. I've done for a while, but I'm striving to do more, like newer places, like try to work in a new location, because there's so many coffee shops out there in the world. I mean, not just where I live, but where you live, et cetera, et cetera. And there's some coffee shops out there, they even have memberships, like, for example, Panera. I'm a member of that. They have an unlimited coffee per month for, like, it used to be cheaper, $8.99, but now it's $11.99, whatnot. If you do it for a year, it's cheaper. But I did it monthly. But anyhow, you get that membership and you get 1 free coffee a day, and you can work anywhere. And where I'm living right now in Southern California, I counted it. It's about like 40 plus Paneras where I live. I mean, in Southern California area, you know. So up till now, I'll be honest, like I've been going to the consistent 3 to 5 places near me in my area, SGV, San Gabriel Valley. But I want to stretch myself, you know. And I always didn't want to go back in the days because I always felt like, you know, there's so much like traffic. The biggest thing I did not want to deal with was traffic. You know, I did not want to deal with traffic because that is just the biggest challenge, you know. Let me see if I can put my phone here. Hold on 1 second, better for you possibly. Okay, cool. Back to the regular location. Anyhow, yeah, so like, what was I saying? Yeah, I was going to the same location, right? So it was getting boring, and it was challenging, you know, for me as an online marketer for over a decade. You know, things can get monotonous, and sometimes, how ironic, you know, I started from being a convenience store clerk back in the days, you know, a broke convenience store clerk back in the days, you know, with a dream to make a full-time income online. Long story short, I was able to do it. But the ironic thing is, you know, to be transparent, the same feeling I had when I was working at the convenience store, you know, kind of sick and tired of where I was, you know, being bored or whatnot, you know, I kind of felt that even as a full-time internet marketer many years later nowadays, you know, because I was doing the same thing, working at the same place. You know, I love what I do. So doing the same thing is fine right now in improving internet marketing. The sky is the limit, right? But the place I was working at was my area was like the same areas, you know. I was being consistent, that's good, but it was being kind of like stale in a way, you know. I was going to the same places. It wasn't exciting for me. So today I went to a new coffee shop that I've never been to in an area close to Hollywood. I wanted to go to Hollywood today because I was just like, you know what, that's another great idea, content video opportunity. You know, I'll go to many places in LA, you know, and I'll record driving. I didn't, and I've been inspired, by the way, another thing. I've been really inspired by watching these driving and walking videos, travel videos I never really looked at before. And check this out, guys. If you're into my videos in the past and whatnot, like internet marketing, let's just be honest. This is what I realized recently. 99% of videos I watch and we watch are videos about business. It's about online marketing, publishing, etc., etc. So we only are in this little box of publishing, which is cool and great and awesome and whatnot. But at the same time, like, there's a whole world outside of publishing. There's a whole world outside of internet marketing. You know, publishing, my business, it introduced me to the world, though. If you're great at something, though, I take that back. If you're great at something and you love what you do and you excel at it, that can lead you to introduce you to the world. Like, for example, I do my publishing business, and because of my publishing business, I've been introduced to so many topics from so many everyday experts in all kinds of passions, from all topics A to Z. Same thing, I talked to a plumber, you know, he was a successful plumber. He was telling me, yeah, because of his plumbing business, he was able to travel all parts of LA, meet all kinds of people. One was an actor, one was a doctor, etc. And they have different stories. And whatever you're good at will lead you to the world. And I think there's I don't want to be too preachy, but, you know, there's a verse in the Bible and whatnot, I believe, like, if you're great at what you do, you will serve kings, you know. Anyhow, my point being, so I enjoy what I do. But the thing that I needed for me, you know, after doing this for a while and having the freedom to be able to work remotely, that I don't really take full advantage of for different reasons and whatnot that I don't want to get too much into, because there's a lot of difficulties changing and moving to a whole new location, right? Like, you know, sometimes, right? I've thought about considering maybe, hey, I should move to this potential state, you know, maybe Vegas, maybe Nevada. That's in my mind, to be honest, you know. But before I go there and think that's the solution, which it may be, let me explore where I'm at right now to the fullest, which I haven't truly done because I got so used to my own box. And we internet marketers, all the videos we watch are all about internet marketing, at least for me, for the past 10 plus years, to the point now, recently, I stopped watching any videos related to internet marketing, publishing, whatever I do, my industry. I started watching what interested me, which was this new type of video where people are walking and recording themselves walking every city in America and the world. And shout out to my favorite channel that I found called Action Kid. Oh my goodness, guys. I watched his videos the whole day yesterday. And I was just so shocked, because I didn't even realize this type of life was even possible, or there was a whole world outside of my own box. That's so amazing out there. The world's so big. Sometimes we live in our own box. I was talking to a friend, and she was telling me if she visited this one place, San Diego, whatnot, and she told me the world's so big. Sometimes we stay in our own area, and then we visit a city, for the first time in a long time, finally, and then you're like, wow, there's a whole world beside where I'm at, and that's kind of the feeling she had. And I recognize that feeling, because when I was working at the convenience store struggling, that's where I came from. I know I'll never forget that when I used to work at that convenience store. I remember one day I was so frustrated, so scared, so did not want to work, so filled with anxiety and fear, just did not want to wake up, did not want to look at anybody, did not want to talk to anybody, working at the convenience store as a clerk, looking at people and feeling judged all the time and feeling like I was nobody, And one day I just did not want to work. I remember that day, And, there's times, and ironically, there's times I feel like that sometimes, And I think it's not anything bad. It's normal if you do something, in the same way all the time. So for me, I don't want to go too much into it. Sure, I have the ability to work remotely, but is it easy to flip the script like that? It could be, but there was a lot of circumstances. I don't want to go too much into detail, but last year was a very challenging year, for probably almost a lot of people out there. The stock market went down, crypto went down, investments went down, everything went down, right? And prior to that was a great year. So business owners had great income 2 years ago, but then they have to pay taxes on that, for example. But the next year was a horrible year. So, it was just a very challenging year. And I'm not the only one. I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs, internet marketers, online business owners going through the same thing, So, but, in spite of last year being a very, very challenging year, one of the biggest challenging years of my life, probably financially and et cetera, right? Although it didn't look like it, maybe. Although, I still work consistently, and that's why I wasn't able to really go out and travel as much, because I wanted to really focus on last year to get everything done I need to do, which I did. And this year, I want to explore more, man. I want to explore more. I want to encourage others out there just like me, internet marketers, entrepreneurs, or even part-time or full-time. Hey, stretch yourself. Doesn't mean you have to go all out and do crazy things. One step at a time is how you make a change, I heard. I was watching other videos. How do you make a change? A lot of times people don't change because they look at the end result only, and they get oh my goodness, what am I going to do? How do I do this? This is overwhelming. It's too much, right? But if you take it one little tiny step, one step at a time, maybe go to a different coffee shop near your neighborhood first. Maybe go to a different gym near your neighborhood first, and do that often until that becomes your comfort zone, right? You stretch it. And then as your comfort zone gets stretched, your box, you can go to a farther out. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm hoping to do that, although it is absolutely a challenge to me, because I have this efficiency mindset that I've been programming myself to be. As an internet marketer, entrepreneur, we watch all the videos that you have to be super efficient, everything has to be, save time, save money, be efficient, everything has to be efficient, right? And then that's why, the logical part of me is yeah, I don't want to drive. I don't want to drive all the way to, for example, Hollywood today. I don't want to go to Koreatown. I don't want to go this area. I don't want to go to the beach. I don't want to do any of that. I just stay in my little box and stay there. That's good to a certain extent, and I've done that. That's great, and I believe to a certain extent that is sometimes like have an ear like that. You know, like Gary Vee says sometimes, like, what's your advice? Gary Vee, entrepreneur. I remember him saying, like, don't, and to the young kids, he said his advice is like, don't even look up until you're 30 years old. Put your head down and work. Don't even look up until you're 30 years old, because, you know, to build something requires sacrifice, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, I do believe in that. I also want to be happy too, you know. It doesn't mean I have to go crazy. You got to use what you have, your resources, be resourceful, you know, based on your resources that you have now. Like Tony Robbins says, right? It's not about how much resources you have, it's about how resourceful you are. So that's what I'm challenging myself to do. And I'm happy, you know. Today I didn't necessarily go out and hang out in this area. I just drove and did some content. But by me just driving and doing content as an entrepreneur, I love creating content. Content is king. That's programming our minds, right? So that's why, you know, it was worth it. You know, it was worth it just to go out there and learn more, explore more. Even though I spent maybe an hour driving, maybe a little bit more than that back and forth, it was worth it. And the benefit about being an entrepreneur, online marketer, is that, you know, I could get in and get out before the traffic time a lot of times, you know. I did my work too, you know. I didn't just go there to create content. I did my work first, you know, for my publishing business, like I always do. And then afterwards, I did some exploring time. And I'm now going back home. I could have stayed there, had a meal, but today it's super rainy, and I just felt like, you know, I'm going to go. So anyway, I'm learning, and hopefully I'm getting better one step at a time. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you. Click the link below the video if you want to check out recommended resources. I gotta go. All right, talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.